Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to switch gears. Last week and the week before we did volume of solid figures, which is kind of like how much space is inside a solid figure, or how much liquid would it take to fill a solid figure. Now we're going to switch gears to surface area. The surface area would be like how much paint does it take to paint the outside surface instead of how much paint does it take to fill the solid. So if you're talking about how much paint to paint the walls of your house, that's a surface area issue, okay? So, actually how much wrapping paper to wrap a present, or how much leather it takes to make the basketball, that kind of thing. It's on the outside of the shape. So here's an easy example because it's a nice simple box. We're going to find the area of each face or each surface and then just add them all up. Well, since this is a box, all the surfaces are simple rectangles, length times width. So that's nice and easy. So, and if you look at a box, the front of the box and the back of the box are the same size. So this front piece right here has a matching back. So let's find the area of that front piece right now. Sometimes this is hard for people to visualize, so I actually find that it helps if you trace the shape. I need to find the two dimensions that make up that front piece. So I'm going to trace it. 9 is one of the numbers, times this would be the other number, but there's no number there. So what other number is the same as that? Well, anything that's going up and down in this same direction is the same length. So this 7 is the same as this and the same as this. So to find the area of this front piece right here, it's 9 times 7. So I'm going to call that the front piece. Okay? And there's a matching back as well. So to get those two areas, you're going to have two of them, and it's 2 of 9 times 7. So it's 2 times 63. Okay, so what is 2 times 63? 126. Okay, now let's do the left or the right side, whatever you want to call it, the side that's sort of on the right. Okay, so we're going to do this side right here. And that right side has a matching left side. So I'm going to call this next part left-right, I guess. And there are two of them, and they're the same. Okay, so we're going to have two of them. And now, what two dimensions do we use to get that green side? Well, trace it. Trace this side, and what two numbers are you going by? You have a 6 and a 7. So that's 6 times 7 for that side, which would be 42. But we have two of them, so 2 times 42 would be 84 for the left and right. Now let's do the top and the matching bottom. Okay, let me pick a new color. Blue. I think I'll go with blue. Okay, so now we're going to do the top and the matching bottom. Okay, top. Oops, that doesn't really work out very well. Let me fix that. Okay, top and matching bottom. Okay, so there's two of the same number. And what two numbers do you go past when you try to trace the top? You've got a 9, and the other one is 6. So it's 9 times 6. Okay? So 9 times 6 is 54. But again, we have two of those, and 2 times 54 would be 108. Now that's the area of all the surfaces. So to find the total surface area, you just have to add all those numbers up. So add up all three numbers, this plus this plus this, and that will be your total surface area. So it's 126 plus 84 plus 108. My total surface area is 318 kilometers squared. Okay, example number 2 is really the exact same thing, so don't feel obligated to watch this in slow motion. You can kind of speed up the video if you want to. I'm going to do the top and bottom. So here's my top, and there's a matching bottom. So I have, I'll color code it. This is the blue one and the matching bottom, okay? So I have 2, because there's a top and a bottom, and the two numbers that I need for the top and bottom are going to be 6 and 8. 6 times 8. So 6 times 8 is 48 times 2 because I have 2 of them. And 2 times 48 is 96 for the matching top and bottom. Now let's do the front. Okay, we'll do pink this time. Okay, the front piece right here. Find the two numbers that you multiply together for that. Okay, so the front piece. We have 2 because we have a front and a matching back. And the two numbers that we use for that are 6 and 2. So it's 6 times 2, which is 12. But there are 2 of them. So those 2 give me a total of 24. Now I'm going to do the remaining side, the one that's still white. And I'll go with a lovely shade of green. So this side over here, okay, what numbers are you multiplying together to get that one? Okay, well, there's a left side and always a matching right side. And let's see. I have definitely an 8 and whatever this itty bitty little shape is right here, or whatever that length is. So there's an 8 by the other length going up and down. Over here, they don't have a number there either, but this one's also going up and down in the same direction. So it's 8 times 2 for that green side. So the green side is 8 times 2, which is 16, but it has a match that you don't see on the other side, and 2 times 16 would give me 32. The total surface area is what you get when you add all 3 of those up. So 96 plus 24 and plus 32, which is a total of 152. This is still area, so your units are squared for area. You may want to pause the video before going on to number 3 and do the 2 matching problems on your worksheet. Okay, this one's a little bit different just because you have 2 sides that are triangles. Hopefully you can see that this is a prism and it's a triangular prism. So we have 2 triangles, okay? And they're going to be a match. So I'm going to kind of draw a little key. I have a triangle. That's kind of the top right here. And there's a matching bottom exactly the same as that. So these 2 are going to have the same answer. I can either find the answer once and double it, or write it twice, whatever. I also have 3 rectangles. I want you to see that. There's a rectangle connected to each side of this triangle. There's a rectangle attached to this side. There's a rectangle attached to this side, and there's a rectangle attached to this side. So I have 3 rectangles. Okay, so let's go back to that triangular top. First of all, for a triangle, the formula is 1/2 base times height. So for one triangle, it's going to be 1/2 of the base, which is this guy, and that's the same as this. So that's 7. The height is that red dotted line going straight up from it. And maybe it's actually easier to see if I erase what I have there. Let me see. I'll start with the bottom one instead, which is going to have the same. So we're looking at the bottom triangle where the numbers are. So it's 7 times 1.9. Whoops. Get it together, man. Now that's just one triangle. So I can put that in my calculator now and write it twice, or I can double that answer because remember we have a top and a matching bottom. So it's 7 times 1.9 divided by 2, which is 6.65. And I'll just write the same answer for the bottom one, or again, multiply that answer by 2. Either way. Okay, so we had the top and the bottom. We finished those. Now we're going to worry about each rectangle that's attaching those 2 triangles. So let me erase this. Okay, so each side of the triangle has a rectangle attached to it. So what I want you to see first is that every single rectangle is going to have a height of 4. All of them have to have that height of 4 because they're all attaching the 2 triangles. So there's going to be a 4 for all of these. Okay? All right, now let's focus on the front rectangle, this guy. Well, to find the area of that rectangle, it'll be 4 times 7, which is this side of the triangle. And I'll get that answer in a minute. Now let's get which rectangle is attached to the 3 on this triangle, and that's going to be 4 times 3. It's actually this rectangle right here. Okay, 4 times 3. And the last one is going to be 4 times 5. It's actually going to be this rectangle right here, 4 times 5. Okay, so here's the short of it. If you look at all of these rectangles, they all have a 4 because that's the height of the prism. Then the 7, the 3, and the 5, that comes from each side of my triangle. Each side of this triangle is used. Okay, hopefully you can visualize that. That's sometimes hard for people to see. All right, so to finish this up, 4 times 7 was 28, 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 5 is 20, and now we just have to add those all up. Okay, again, try to remember, find the height of the prism, because every rectangle is going to use that, so it's a 4, times these numbers, each one of them is the side of the triangle. There's a 3, there's a 5, and there's a 7. All right, so let me add that up. 6.65 times 2 plus 28 plus 12 plus 20, and I get a final answer of 73.3 square inches. Okay, the next example is pretty much just like that. So if you want to try to do some of it on your own first, that might be a wise idea. Try to do the next one on your own, following what I just did, and pause the video. Okay, let's see how it went. We have, for this problem, it's a triangular prism again. So we have a triangular top and a triangular bottom. So this triangle is the same as this triangle. Okay? And there are 2 of them. So for starters, I have 2 of these triangles. So it's going to be 2 of whatever we find the area of those triangles to be. So now for a triangle, the formula is 1/2 base times height. So it's 2 1/2 base would be this or this times the height, which is 2.7. Okay, that's just the 2 triangles. This 2 is because there's 2 of them, or I could have found the answer once and written it twice. So now I'm going to do, multiply all that out. 10 times 2.7 is 27. Multiply by 2 and divide by 1/2, or recognize that these cancel. Do the math any way you wish. So that's a total of 27 for the 2 triangles. Okay, now we're going to find the area of all the rectangles. Remember, the rectangles, there's 1 rectangle for each side of the triangle. So I have 3 rectangles, and they're all different since all the sides of the triangles are different. Okay? So first figure out what is the height attaching the 2 triangles. What is the height of that prism? And that's 6. So every rectangle is going to have a dimension of 6. The other dimension, okay, is going to, depending on which one you're doing, I have a 6 times 10 for the front piece. Then I have a 6 times 9 for the other piece, and a 6 times 3 for the other piece. It's essentially each side of the triangle. I'm going to have a 10, a 9, and a 3. 10, 9, and 3. All right, now I'm going to try to color code that so you can visualize it a little bit better. I can get the answers without any trouble, but just in case you're having trouble visualizing it, let me show you where that's coming from. Okay, we'll start with the front one. It's going to be 6 times 10, and that gives us this guy. Okay, so that one's going to be 60. All right, now let's do the right side. Well, what I consider the right side to be. Okay, this one that uses the 9, this is 6 times 9. So that side is actually all of this. That is the rectangle we're finding. And that is 6 times 9. Okay, so that would be 54. And then the remaining one on the left side, or whatever you consider that side to be, that one's going to be 6 times 3, and that will give us this guy right here. So 6 times 3, which is 18. And now we just have to add all that up. So I already doubled this to get the 27. Oops, backtrack. Okay, I already doubled the triangle to get the 27, so I'm not going to do 2 of them. So I have the 2 triangles made a total of 27, plus 60, plus 54, and plus 18. So I get a total of 159 square miles. Okay, good luck, guys. Hope it goes well for you. Don't forget, honestly, if you have questions, please message me. Don't be shy. Even if it's like, hey, mister, can you just work out number 3 on the worksheet for me? And I can make a video and send it just to you, me working out number 3. It's really no trouble. As long as you're doing your part and you've watched my video and you tried, if you have a question, just ask. It's not a problem, okay? Hope you're doing well, everybody. Bye.